The foundation of the Terrace Chemworks factory cannot be repaired. I expect total collapse within 2 weeks. Once the building falls, the stored chemicals will flood this area. They are highly toxic to humans. I am sorry.
I'll make sure there are speeders on hand, but we can't just pack up and go. Do what you can.
As always, I will pursue an alternative. Excuse my inattentiveness, Master. You are with the reconstruction effort? I advise you not to stay long.
You were talking about evacuation. What's going on?
Many of these ruins are unstable. A nearby structure used for chemical storage is on the verge of crumbling. As I was explaining to my colleague, there is only one way to remove the chemicals before they spill. A burn-off. A well-armed demolitions team could reach the structure and incinerate the chemical stockpiles. I can provide the incendiaries. Unfortunately, no team is available.
I wouldn't worry. It can't get much worse than this.
You are... apologies. Mistaken. These chemicals are known to cause at least 17 distinct illnesses. Between the structural instability, the toxicity levels, and the incendiary chemicals, the mission does carry substantial risk. It is nonetheless urgent. You are not a demolitions team, I fully recognize this. But if you could arrange the burn-off, I would humbly welcome your aid.
Excuse me, friend. The Republic told me you might be able to help with a difficult situation. They say you are a most reliable operative on Terrace. Have you heard anything about titroxinate being sold on the black market?
Is there a reason you're whining to me about it?
I just thought you might be able to help us keep it out of the wrong hands. Titroxinate was the pre-patent name for the weaponized agent we think was responsible for the Rakghoul plague. The Empire could fashion it into a terrible weapon, turning our soldiers into monsters and setting them against us.
Where's the arms dealer who's selling this stuff?
I'm more worried about his source. Trace the original titroxinate samples to an old Chemworks factory. It's overrun with Nexu. We can't get near it. If you can retrieve any canisters that remain, the Republic will see you're well rewarded for your effort.
Welcome to Terrace. I hear you've done the Republic a good turn in the past, so I'm sorry not to have a warmer welcome for you.
I'm not really here to chat.
Well, whatever brings you here, I suggest you don't stay long. We barely got stores enough for our station soldiers, much less visitors. At this rate, I've got men scalping ration cubes for a half-week's salary.
If the outpost's in trouble, I'd be happy to help.
I just might take you up on that. Our bases here are far from self-sufficient. We're not farmers, and there's no existing infrastructure here to work with. We're at the mercy of our supply ships, and this month just went nose down in some of the worst territory on Terrace.
Not everyone gets a happy ending.
Oh, we'll live. But you know soldiers. Spend half the paychecks on Pazak, then wonder why they've got nothing left for a rainy day. Lots of discipline slips since the reduced rations went into effect, though. Almost let a Rakghoul right through the perimeter. It'd be a great service to the Republic if you want to help us out.
What's my role in all this?
Every package you recover from the crash site means another week we can hold out at full strength. Our men tried to reach the ship once, but they turned back after taking serious casualties. They said it's more than just Rakghouls, but couldn't make an ID. If you still want to go, you'll need to talk to our quartermaster at the supply shed across the base. She's got the exact coordinates of the crash.
And you're just going to make this all better, huh?
Usually people are happy if I come to make things better.
I'm Karen Wet, Quartermaster. Commander Gardet just called to say you're retrieving our supplies. For which, by the way, I and the rest of the troops here humbly thank you. But I don't want Commander Fatpants to think it means he gets away with this. Embezzled the Republic's money to build your office out of Alderaanian timber, but that's fine. Because someone like you will waltz in to save the day.
That's a serious accusation.
I said over and over that the ship needed repairs. The left stasis generator was loose, and the hyperdrive motivator was seeping fluid. But Gardet had already spent our allotted maintenance budget on himself.
I noticed he had a pretty posh setup.
Every shipment has some personal item he's bringing in. Somehow he's juggling the numbers he sends to HQ. No commander needs a personal vehicle in an outpost this size. If you can take this holo camera out to the crash site, you could get the evidence I need to get him court-martialed.
All right, I'll do it.
Thank you. If you take holopics of the engine, I can show that the documented lack of repairs is what caused the crash. The most important thing is the supplies, though. The crash site isn't far. When you get everything, bring it back here so I can distribute it. We don't have antibiotics. They come on the same ship as everything else.
You're supposed to keep better tabs on that sort of thing. These men have the Cillian flu. They could die if... Ah, our great hope has returned. Dare I ask if you've been able to recover our supplies?
I got what you wanted.
Just in the nick of time, too. The men came close to mutiny when I cut rations again. They knew this wasn't going to be a luxury cruise.
What do you expect? You ask your men to starve while you eat bantha steaks from off-world.
These pictures prove you knew the ship was damaged, and you sent it anyway.
They're going to Republic Command, along with my documentation of every personal purchase you've made. These men left their families and risked their lives to come here. If they die, it should be for someone better than you.
I didn't know the ship was so bad. I thought if it was serious, they'd catch it on Ord Mantell.
Clean up this mess yourself. I'm done.
This is ridiculous. I did nothing wrong. Republic Command will never listen to you. I need to call them.
Thank you for all your help. But there may be something else, too. Normally, our 4th outpost comes here to pick up its supplies. But their convoy never arrived this month. I'm afraid something happened. They need to be found.
It's dangerous territory out there. Was the convoy armed?
The route between the outposts runs along Lake Brel. Not the best planning. There's rat ghouls there, and a Nexus spawning ground, and worse. Usually the convoy's managed by only traveling when the sun is highest. Plus lots and lots of firepower. But if they're out there too long, well, you need to find them.
That's a lot of risk to take out of the goodness of my heart.
Sure. If credits are all you want, I can find you some.
I'm on my way.
Whatever happened to the convoy, we need to make sure Morn Outpost gets their supplies. Sonic emitters along the route usually keep off the worst of the critters. But if they're on the fritz, that convoy would have walked into a feeding frenzy. Fix the emitters and see what you can find about the convoy. When you're done, report to Commander Yajek at Morn Outpost. And thank you.
The tools and the town. Now you're done.
Why'd you have to go and kill everybody? Some of those guys were alright.
I'm here for the planetary core samples. Hand them over.
Planetary core samples. Right. You work for Beryl Thorne, don't you? That's what I used to do. The name's Tyradol. I was helping Beryl smuggle artifacts off Taris disguised as core samples. I thought we'd get rich. Turns out Beryl's a soft touch. Instead of selling what we smuggle on the Imperial market, Beryl gives relics to descendants of Taris survivors for a tiny finder's fee. Ridiculous.
There's an Imperial market on Taris?
No. But high-ups in Imperial space pay big credits for Taris artifacts. They're status symbols. I let Beryl think rat ghouls killed me and went into business with the scavengers. They had a bright idea to increase profits. Why sell a relic to the Imperials once we can sell it a dozen times? These droids are making copies of the relics.
Takes guts to fleece the Empire.
And that's just the beginning. I'm working out deals with wealthy collectors all over the galaxy. Let's be smart about this. I'll give you a hefty payout and a cargo pod of counterfeit relics if you keep my operation quiet. You go home richer, Beryl gets some relics to give away, and I stay in business. What do you say?
I think she deserves better than to be cheated by you.
Oh well, I guess we finish this the hard way. Droids, code black!
More swamp gas? Oh, that's great. I don't think I can hold my breath the whole time we're on Taris.
I can smell chemicals on you, but I also smell fire and smoke. Did you complete the burn-off? All the toxins and pollutants have been incinerated?
I hit some turbulence, but I worked things out.
Nothing could please me more. Thank you. The structure will still collapse, but it shall leave no poison in its wake. Perhaps we can rebuild the area after all.
These are all the canisters I was able to recover.
Thank you. The Republic thanks you. Imagine how horrific it would be if the Ragul nightmare had spread to the rest of the galaxy. Please, take this for your service.
Chicos pa inigudad ijigliska chanagawa. O grani tampio da pushi wompa, pu tula musta.
These aren't core samples, Ovold, and you know it.
Moja jo chaluka. Kunachi dunik titoki saya tupi nu aviti.
It's all right. I'm not here to bust you.
Nokta chuna dobiela. Kutogi gumpa jiji no lia makachisa. Doika boda pachi isa jonki.
You're a pretty good liar. I think it's the goggles.
Umpa hupa. Jikilia umpasa dobiska. Ha wanchi kospa tota ulia.
Still got some fight in me.
We just stopped to rest. Geozel found a scratch, and we don't know if it's the Rakul infection, so we're waiting. And Ferdoan might be coming down with the Geonosian swamp flu, but we're on our way, I swear, and you're looking at me very strangely.
What are you expecting me to accuse you of?
Nothing. I mean, look, I know we're late, so people naturally start thinking...
That you were dead?
Would they care? I'm sorry, I shouldn't even be... Are you even Republic? I don't recognize it. Oh, forget it. I was never a good liar. We aren't going back. Is that what you wanted to hear? We've deserted.
I know army life stinks, but don't they kill you or something if you desert?
Prison on Coruscant, which is way better than being stuck here. At least your family can visit. 5 years we've been out here. No break. Most of our friends have died. We're wounded, tired, broken. Fighting something that can't think, can't be frightened, and if you get the slightest scratch, you become the enemy and your own squad puts you down like a dog.
You've given the Republic as much as it can reasonably demand.
You're not gonna turn us in?
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
We're heading back near the main base. There are scavengers with ships there. Maybe we can make it off-world. Please, tell Commander Yajek you found our bodies. That way no one will ever come looking.
State your business. This is a Republic military outpost, sovereign territory of the Galactic Republic. We will defend ourselves with deadly force if necessary.
You're not gonna make many friends with an attitude like that.
Sorry. Wasn't sure if you were Republic. There's no unauthorized travel this far into the wilds. Best policies usually blast first, chat later. Don't suppose you were sent by Commander Guarded with news about our supplies.
Your supplies are on the way, but no thanks to him.
Sounds like there's a story there, but I won't waste your time asking for it. Let me just say thanks. Don't suppose you saw any sign of our boys. If they're still alive, they better have a good excuse for leaving us hanging.
Relax, it's gonna be all right.
I'll have to assume the worst. Usually not much left to find if the Nexu were at them. Anyway, thanks for the help and the news. This sure won't help morale. Everyone else will just have to work a bit harder now.
I can count the number of times I've been truly impressed in my life on one hand, Captain. Congratulations. You walking in with those core samples just got added to the list.
Why didn't you tell me about your side business? I thought we were friends.
Well, I guess there's no point in beating around the bent anymore. How'd you find out what I'm really up to? What happened with the scavengers?
Turns out Tyrodal faked his death by Rackles and joined the scavengers. He told me everything.
I never liked that guy. Where's he now?
He's fertilizing this beautiful swamp.
Stupid Deveronian. He probably drew first. Sorry I didn't keep things on the up and up, but you're working with Risha. I've got trust issues there. I don't want these relics decorating some fat senator's bedroom. They're going to the descendants of Terra survivors where they belong.
I can't argue with that.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. Hey, look at that. The Republic just updated my contract log as complete. And right on time, my spaceport friend granted me access to the Republic sensor array. Let's find us a vault.
Tell me about this mysterious friend of yours.
What's the matter? Jealous? Sensors are picking up the vault's unique radiation signature. That's good. Aha, there it is! Oh. Your vault is in Zone 0. That's bad.
Give me all the details.
Zone 0 is in no man's land. When the Republic first got here, it sent a bunch of surveyors to map the region. One surveyor made it back alive. Said the place is overrun with things worse than rat ghouls. Nobody goes there.
No man should march into certain death without a kiss for luck.
I'll ask, but Argo's real picky about his men.
I beg your pardon, mistress.
You'll need serious hardware to crack that vault. Risha's good at getting into places she isn't supposed to. Maybe talk to her. It's been interesting knowing you, Captain. Have fun out there.